Welcome, my friends, to the center of the universe. Yes, yes, it is right here. It is exactly where you are at this very moment. After all, if we are honest with ourselves, let's face it, subconsciously, we all believe that we are the center of the universe. Isn't that right? And that's okay. It can hardly be any other way. After all, we look at the world around us from inside our brains, and from there it seems that the whole universe revolves around us. But today we're not talking about psychology, but about a question, quite legitimate from the astronomical point of view. Where is the center of the universe? Let's try to figure it out today. So, let's go. Historically, the center of the universe has long been located in the center of the Earth. On the one hand, of course, it was so because people did not know what exactly the universe is. In ancient times for people, the Earth was practically the whole universe. Around the Earth, according to the ancients, there were several celestial spheres. On these spheres there were planets, and on the outermost side there was a shell with stars. And that was it. Considering the level of knowledge available then, or lack thereof, it sounds quite plausible. However, even in ancient times, there were scientists who saw things quite differently and assumed that there were other worlds like Earth. But such assumptions only complicated the question of the center of the universe. When the early modern period arrived, people began to understand a little more. Isaac Newton explained to the world why things do fall and figured out how the gravitational force worked. Johannes Kepler, analyzing observational data, figured out that the Earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around. And so there's no way we're the center of everything. But even after these discoveries, there were still people who were convinced that the sun was at the center of the universe. Mostly because for a long time, no one knew what to make of all the other stars. No one realized how far away they were. The German astronomer Friedrich Wilhelm Bessel was only able to measure the distance to the star 61, Swans using the parallax method in 1838. And from that moment on, it was clear. The universe is very, very big. It's much bigger than the Earth that the ancient Greeks imagined, and that the sun was not at the center of all those stars. There were, from the point of view of the time, interesting reasons for that. If you look at the sky, you can see stars everywhere. There is no direction in which the sky looks fundamentally different. For example, if one half of the sky was filled with stars and the other half was completely empty, that would be a sign that we were somewhere on the edge of a star cluster. But we see stars everywhere we look. Basically, the starry sky looks more or less the same in all directions. Many people have taken this fact as a sign that we are at the center, but now their opponents will object. What about the other galaxies? That's right. But let's not forget that astronomers learned about the existence of such a concept as other galaxies only in the 20s of the last century. Before that, it was absolutely incomprehensible what nebulae in the sky consisted of. Are they made of unimaginably distant stars? Or are they really just cosmic gas clouds very close to us? Where is the center of the universe? Where did it all begin? Yes, this question sounds logical. However, it really isn't. The error in thinking is that we actually imagine the Big Bang as an explosion. In the case of an explosion, indeed, it does tend to occur somewhere specific, and in its process, everything moves away from that place. Regardless of where we are in the debris cloud from that explosion, we can see everything else moving. Those pieces of material that were close to the center should be moving faster, and the distant debris should slow down faster. And if we measure all this carefully, we can calculate exactly where the explosion happened. But the universe didn't actually explode in the classical sense of the word. The expansion of the universe is not galaxies exploding from some central point. It's the expansion of space itself. This means that we see galaxies moving away from us because the space between them and us is expanding. The galaxies are just sort of pulling space behind them. The Big Bang was not an explosion that happened in space at a specific location. The Big Bang was the event when space first appeared. There was no explosion in space. It was the event of the emergence of space itself, when all the points of space began to move away from each other. Or to put it another way, at the time of the Big Bang, all space was one place. Or put another way, The Big Bang happened everywhere at the same time. Since then, the universe has grown enormously, and we can say with certainty that today every point in the universe is the point where the Big Bang happened. Because every point used to be the point where it all started. This is very difficult, almost impossible to imagine. But let's stop there. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to learn more about space.